guys, it's Olivia here, and I want to talk for a second about my confirmation saint, St. Francis of Assisi. Now in 7th grade, I had this teacher who was an inspirational guy. He was my civics teacher, and he was the moderator of our community service and environmental club. At the end of my 7th grade year, he decided to pick up and move his family to LA. And as he was cleaning out his house, he gifted me his father's St. Francis statue. And though not really a religious person, he said that he prayed and hoped that St. Francis would guide me on my environmental journey, since he's the patron saint of animals and the environment. I went home, I put it on my desk, and I was in 7th grade, so I knew a bit about him, but I did a bit more research. St. Francis grew up in Italy. His dad was a merchant. Their family was rather wealthy. His youth wasn't exactly the most virtuous, filled with excess drinking and partying. But he was a good student, and he knew Latin and French. When Assisi and Perugia went to war, he fought, and then he was captured as a prisoner and put in jail. Christ appeared to him there, and he converted. He came home, and one day he was praying in a broken church, and he kept hearing God's voice say, "Francis, rebuild my church." So he left, stole money from his father, and went to go literally rebuild that church. His father got mad, and Francis ended up running away and leaving all of his possessions behind. And then he founded the Franciscan order and spent his time in the streets, taking care of the poor and the sick and the forgotten. He had nothing, but he trusted that God would provide for everything that he needed. He preached with his words and with his actions, and he gained followers. He taught these followers, preach the gospel always, and when necessary, use words. This has become a motto for me. And a few years after that teacher moved to LA and gifted me this little faded statue of St. Francis with the birds, it still sits on my desk as I ponder how to protect the environment and how to care for the poor. And a few years later, I took Francis as my confirmation name, as a reminder to love everything that St. Francis loved, and to preach the gospel always, and when necessary, use words. Thanks for listening. If you want to find out more about my adventures as a young changemaker, you can visit my website, oliviarosart.com, or find me on Twitter as Olivia Rosart.